Welcome to Stories from Sinners. Thank you for checking out my worthless channel. If you like dark, scary, fucked up, weird shit, this is the show for you. But more for me, it's therapeutic. My name's Solid. You can call me Solid. Obviously, that's not my real name. I'm just trying to keep anonymous. What you have to understand about me is that I had a twin brother. And we never really connected. We didn't really talk to each other all that much. He was always better at me, like at athletics, school. We were both very good, but I'd get like a 95, he'd always have a 98, and everybody would just cheer him on. It's just I was left in a shadow. But one day, these bullies came to me. I didn't know why. And they started beating me up at the roof of my school top. Now you gotta understand, this is years ago. All we had was a few cameras at our school, and so it was really easy for them to do this. In fact, it's more of a prestigious high school, and so the bullies were really smart. They never punched me in my face. They never punched me in my arms, and they acted like perfect angels in classes. So, but they brought me up to the roof, and they would just beat me and threaten me, and I was scared of them. And one day, I look up from getting beaten, and my twin brother, was standing there just watching, just cold. So fucked up. He showed up again and again and again with them. They made me pay them. They extorted me. But what hurt most was my flesh and blood brother, my twin brother, was going with them, and he never associated with those type of people. So more and more I began to hate him, but I'd never really talk to him or even tell anyone this was happening, because there's a good chance that they would be protected and I would be blamed as just a liar. Not that I lied. So I made a plan. I couldn't put up with it anymore. I made a little note, and all it said was, "Mom, Dad, I love you." And I left it there. I had told my brother earlier that to meet me up at the school at midnight. Now, this wasn't a hard school to break into. We both knew how to get in. So by the time I got there, he was already standing up at the rooftop. His back was turned, and he was standing pretty close to the edge. And I had to know. I said, "Why did you do this? Why are you doing this?" He didn't answer. It just made me more mad. And he said, "What do you care?" And the next thing I knew, I flew across and just pushed him off. It looked like a suicide. And when my parents found the note in my brother's room, they ruled it a suicide. I was never even suspected. He'd been acting depressed, I guess, for months. I didn't notice. And Next day I go to school, and one of the guys that beats me up, their ringleader, was telling me, "Oh, how are you? I know your brother just died." I was like, why is he being nice? And so all of a sudden he changed, and he said, "You really think I care about you? Blah blah blah. Like, uh, your sister was a bitch, brother was a bitch." And then he told me, he said, we were picking on her at first, making her pay us, extorting him. And I realized that the only reason he'd been doing that was because they told him that he'd stop being the victim and they'd choose somebody else if he paid enough. And he did. But when they told him that it was going to be me, he was shocked and he didn't realize what had happened. So they'd make him watch. When I heard this, all I remember is feeling like I was going into a panic attack. I woke up about 30 minutes later, strapped to a gurney in an ambulance, and I had blood all over my shirt. It turned out that I had stabbed him in the eye with a pencil continuously, and they had to forcefully stop me. And I spent a decade in a psychiatric facility. Now, this story is completely fabricated and fake, and it's understandable, and in fact I hope it entertained you guys a little bit. But what you need to take away from this was, I did say sister a few times, which is what this story was based off. It's actually like a creepypasta from Japan. So, in my videos, I'll be telling you real horror stories, but I will authenticate them, and I'll show you guys my criminal record, stuff I got from jail. So, I got a lot to get off my chest. If you guys want to join me, that'd be great. Hit subscribe, hit a thumbs up. I don't give a shit if you don't, though. But anyone who's willing to watch this, that'd be cool. Like, just hit me up.